I think the world is a little crazy right now. 20 to 50 years ago, children almost always had a family that was supporting them and bringing them up. And we live in a world now where many of the parents are broken.
My mom had a lot of kind of mental health issues and wasn't a very stable parent. And my dad was really worried because my dad was raised with a single mom and he never knew his dad.
I grew up in an emotionally abusive household. The most challenging time was when my stepdad committed suicide. We lost our house. My mom started using substances to cope with the loss.
I think the first memory I have is my dad pointing a gun to my mom and then me making a noise that distracted him, which gave her room to fight back.
It was a survey that they had done on children, and it was supposed to be a really good survey about what do you like about school. It was just before school had started, and they asked a little boy, he was 8 years old, what do you like about school? And his answers were, I'm safe there, I can laugh there, my teacher smiles at me there. And then another little girl said, because I get to eat. That's something else we take for granted. We all get to eat. And here's these children that no one's a champion for them, no one's helping them. And I think that's where Hearts with a Mission really stepped up and is able to help all these kids.
The vision for Hearts was to ensure that our homeless and runaway youth have a safe place that they can come to, regardless of what their circumstances were. A lot of them are fleeing abusive homes or maybe homes where there's a lot of conflict. Hearts has become that place in the community that a kid can just knock on the door and know that they're going to be welcomed and that they're going to have that safe place to lay their head at night.
I do think that we have a homeless transient population that don't feel comfortable in their homes, don't feel safe where they live, so they seek out comfort and safety. So I think having the opportunity to have contact with those at-risk youth and having an immediate ability to have a need met is just been amazing for the police department to have those opportunities that didn't exist prior to Hearts being here.
The support that these kids receive, I mean, you just can't even compare. Just listening to the kids, there's those connections that they make, and there's a feeling that they have, and they just don't get that at other programs.
I see this kid who entered the shelter as a 17-year-old drug-addicted, teenager who ruined every relationship he ever had. And I see the kid who leaving the shelter who's grown so much, who now has a path in life.
I shouldn't have graduated. All the odds were against me. I mean, I didn't care about school. I cared about eating, and I cared about making it to the next day, and I didn't have to worry about those things, and so I really wanted to do well. I wanted everyone to be proud of me.
I couldn't believe it when my case manager, Jessie, was telling me all these things like, hey, there's a bed for you, and there's all these meals, and there's computer lab, and all these different things. And yeah, you can stay with us, and everybody's pretty nice. I was there like, are you serious, lady? I don't believe you, but okay. And then slowly I just started connected with every single staff member.
The staff here really care about, they're in it for the right reasons. They really have a heart for these kids, and the kids feel like it's a big extended family, and they feel welcome, and they don't feel judged, and they feel cared for and safe.
There's like a couple staff here that I feel like they could be, one of them could be my dad, or one of them my mom.
Is what I've learned. It's more than just a home. It's a whole family feeling in there and love, which is huge for kids because some of these kids just don't get it.
Yeah, from a DHS perspective, there's a high need. We have a lot of youth. We don't have enough foster homes for youth. We don't have enough group homes. We don't have enough residential programs. And these youth end up without placement. And Hearts has been instrumental and very valuable in serving those youth.
I think one of the main reasons that the community needs to support Hearts with the Mission is simple. The end goal is to keep families together. So I really implore the community to get behind this organization, what they're doing. The results is through the roof. What they're doing in changing kids' lives is wonderful, and moreover, bringing families back together, that's the key, is healing the family. And I think that alone ought to be a reason why the community gets behind what they do.
I mean, if you're not religious, then that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no religion against, helping. It's the end result.
To work at Hearts with the Mission is not a job. It's a calling. It's just not a calling just for the staff. It's a calling for the community.
It's up to each one of us to take action to create the neighborhoods and the communities that we want to see. If we want safer communities, if we want more caring communities, more successful, more connected communities, then it's up to each one of us to find a way to get involved and make a difference.
I would just say, stepping outside my DHS role, like, these are our kids, like, they're all of our kids, and it's easy to just say that's somebody else's problem, but we all need to come together and support these youth. These youth are our future.
God tells us that we're here to love one another and to bear one another's burdens. Children are near and dear to His heart, especially those who have been hurt and broken, abandoned, abused. Again, these kids need family, they need community. So what we really need are those caring, competent adults in the community to step up and get involved in whatever way you can be involved.
This is something that is needed in every community, and I believe as the church, we need to lead the way on it. We need to be the example. We need to be the salt and the light.
We are all about the sacrifice of whatever it takes to help tend to the needs of those in our community. And we get to be a community that comes alongside of them and loves them and lives our faith out. James, the brother of Jesus, was all about exhorting us as believers to not just talk about our faith, but to live it out, to put flesh and bone on our faith. Love this work that God is doing in our community, and love Hearts with a Mission. Man, get behind Him and continue to show your faith by supporting this great work.